All right, number one. Again, I said number one, just like the question we had yesterday. Number 2 and 3, we touched on it yesterday. It says when you multiply a decimal greater than 0 by a decimal greater than 1, what do you know about the product or the answer to the multiplication problem compared to the first decimal? So somebody give me a decimal that's greater than 1. Yes, because that's what it says. A decimal greater, I'm sorry, a decimal greater than 0. Give me a decimal greater than 0. 0.4. 0.4 is greater than 0. True. Okay. By a decimal greater than 1. Give me a decimal greater than 1.
5.
Is that greater than 1? It's got to be more than 1. 2. Okay, super. Okay. The question says, what do we know about the product when compared to the first decimal? First of all, what is the answer to this?
No. 8.8.
0.8. What is this one compared to this one? It's bigger, right? Well, let's look at number 3 in contrast. When you multiply a decimal greater than 0, let's use the same one, okay? 0.4 by a decimal between 0 and 1. So somebody give me something between 0 and 1. 0.5. Our product is, what is it? 0.2. Our product is 0.2. It's what? It's smaller. So yesterday, we talked about this yesterday, right? How when we take a number and we multiply it by a number that's greater than 1, the product is always going to be what? Greater. If we multiply a number times a number that is smaller than 1, what is our product going to be? It's going to be smaller than the original number. Okay? So for this, numbers 2 and 3, I'm going to have you guys put it in your own words. I'm going to have you guys, and you need to use a complete sentence. Okay? So for your homework, I want you to take all that information I just gave you, put it in your own words, and make a complete sentence for numbers 2 and 3. All right? Now, the rest of the worksheet. It says there are many trends in society that affect what Americans do. The current focus on being fit and healthy has made a difference in what Americans drink. In 1980, the average American's whole milk consumption was 6.3 times that of their bottled water, meaning they drank 6.3 times more whole milk than they did bottled water. So for A, all A is asking us, all this one is asking us is to find this right here. It's not asking for this, it's not asking for this, or this. All A is asking for is that one spot. It says, number 1, it says, estimate how many gallons of whole milk each American drank in 1980. Okay? Well, the directions say they drank 6.3 times, so it's 6.3 times the bottled water that they had, which is 2.7. Now, does that look like an estimate? Because the first thing says estimate. That doesn't look like an estimate to me. So I'm going to make this a 6, and I'm going to make this a 3. There's my estimate right there. Okay? That's my estimate. Then it says and then calculate the actual answer. Then we want to write the answer rounded to the nearest tenth in the spot. So we'll solve this problem, round it to the nearest tenth, and put it in here. And that's what we got to do for A. That's all we do for A. We don't do anything with the rest of the blanks. Okay? Then we look at B. B says in 1990, meaning now we're talking about this part right here. In 1990, the average American's whole milk consumption was 1.19 times their bottled water. So it's the same exact kind of problem, just different numbers. Okay? So for B, you have to show your estimate. And I want you to show your estimate in this area right here, okay? Show your estimate. Show your actual answer right there. Then put your actual answer to the nearest tenth in the box. Okay? C. It's the same, just different numbers. Okay? Give me an estimate. Give me an actual, put it in the box to the nearest tenth. D is where it gets a little bit different. Okay, are you listening? D is where it gets different. Because it says in 2007, the average American drank 1.74 times the amount of bottled water that they drank in 2000. If you look at our box here, 2007 doesn't have a number. We have to take this number times the number that they gave in D to find that answer. Okay? And if we get this wrong, because we have to use this answer to figure out this one, if we get this one wrong, this one's going to be wrong too. Okay? So this is D, this is E. So it's going to look like this. This is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, this is E. And then F, there is an F on the back page. We look where you have to make a prediction. Okay? Let's get after it. It's not that bad.